Hey Joey, this is the video to talk about lesson 14-4 in our book. So it's going to be talking about parallel and perpendicular lines. So a reminder from our first lesson, a line goes forever and ever in both directions. So like this could be line AB right there, and it had the two arrows on the end showing you that it goes forever in both directions. So now we're going to talk about when you have multiple lines, or two lines at least, and their relationship to one another. So first of all, we could have two lines that are going like this, and then another line going like this. And these are what we call parallel lines. Parallel lines are two lines that have an equal distance between them, and they maintain that equal distance forever and ever in both directions. They will never ever cross one another. They're always going to stay that same distance apart, and those are called parallel. And I remember the word parallel goes with this because the two L's are like parallel lines in the word. Okay. All right, so going forever and ever and never crossing or never intersecting. When I say intersecting, what I mean there is that you have two lines that do cross in some way. So these two lines cross at this point right here, and so they're definitely not parallel. These are what we call intersecting. It just means that they cross one another. Okay. Now, there are a special type of intersecting lines that we're going to talk about. If two lines intersect, but they intersect at exactly a right angle or a 90-degree angle, then that's what we call perpendicular lines. So perpendicular lines are a special type of intersecting lines. It means that they intersect at exactly a 90-degree angle. Okay, all right, so pretty simple stuff today. If you get your colorful book, so the book with the colorful pages in it, and you turn to page 227, get the camera out a little bit. So first you can see some examples of real-world situations. So on railroad tracks especially, the tracks themselves that a train would follow are parallel. They're always going to stay the same distance apart. And I know this picture doesn't look like that, but it's because of perspective as it fades away. But these particular railroad tracks also have perpendicular tracks that go along the other way. So we're at like an intersection of tracks, but you can see like it's forming a perfect right angle in this one. Same down here. It's very easy to see those perfect square angles as these tracks intersect at in a perpendicular way. But then again, the set of tracks are parallel. These tracks up here, parallel, parallel. There is no intersection or perpendicular sets though. This set intersects, but not in a perpendicular way where they form perfect right angles. These ones are just intersecting, meaning that they cross. But you can see there's like obtuse and acute angles in there. So on that question, which doesn't belong, it would be this set because they aren't intersecting in any form of way. So, okay, now if you turn the page, it kind of continues to explain it a little bit more using a road system. So like a blue car is driving on Main Street, and a red car is driving on Elm Street, and a black car is driving on Pine Road. So how would you describe the relationships among the paths? Well, I would say that Elm Drive and Main Street are parallel. They're maintaining the same distance apart this whole time, whereas Pine Road and Main Street are perpendicular because they intersect at a perfect 90-degree angle, as does Elm Drive and Pine Road. But you'll notice that this unnamed road over here, it is neither parallel nor perpendicular. It does intersect, but not in that perfect 90-degree way like Pine Road does. So down here it gives you the definitions as far as parallel and perpendicular. So lines that are always the same distance apart and never intersect are parallel. And we could say line JK is parallel to line LM. And then lines that intersect to form a right angle are perpendicular lines. And you can see those perfect right angles in there. They don't have the word intersecting on here, but you do need to understand that. So in the directions, it says, how can you describe the pair of lines shown? Label the pair of lines as parallel, perpendicular, or neither. And neither would fall under like if they intersect, but maybe not in a perpendicular way. So on number 1, I would say these are perpendicular. They are intersecting and forming a perfect right angle right there. On number 2, these lines are parallel. They are an equal distance apart, and if they went on, if I continued to draw these forever and ever and ever, they would never intersect. Number 3, we would put the answer as neither, because yes, they are intersecting, but not in a perpendicular way. Then they would have you just draw your own examples of perpendicular, intersecting but not perpendicular, and then parallel. So it's pretty easy. When you do your practice book, so for your assignment, page 161, it's going to be just like that one we did. Label them as parallel, perpendicular, or neither. And then on the back side, draw examples. And then number 8, they're having you think about things. So pretty easy stuff today. Hope it goes well. Thanks.